Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I am so happy that you're here. This has been an anticipated video. I think it's anticipated. Anyway, I've been planning it for a while. I know there are at least some people who are excited for this. So today I am talking about all of the Daisy flankers that are in my collection. There are a lot of Daisy bottles that have come out over the years. They are not necessarily all different scents, and I'm not going to talk about every single one that's ever been released. I'm just going to talk about the ones that are in my collection, the ones that are from the yearly limited editions, and then I also have the original Daisy and Daisy Intense. Before we get started, let me know what fragrances in the Daisy line that you have, how you would rank them. I'm really interested in knowing your ranking because I will be doing my ranking at the end of this video so you can see what my favorite is, what my least favorite is, and all of those. So let me know what your ranking is down below. If you have not already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite Daisy flanker is, and let me know if you have any of these or if there's ones that you're interested in. Let me know that down below. I would love to know what your collections are like. Okay, so I have 12 different fragrances I'm going to talk about, so this is going to be a bit of a video, but we're going to start with Daisy. This is the Daisy Hot Pink bottle. I got this one because I just really liked the limited edition packaging. It is the same scent notes as the original Daisy. It just was in one of the limited edition bottles. So this one came out, and I believe it was supposed to benefit breast cancer awareness. So yeah, I really like the bottle. I love pink. So black and pink was just like right up my alley. So this particular bottle came out in 2011. This is going to be like the earliest in my collection, even though Daisy did come out earlier. But like I said, they've done a lot of bottles over the years that have been just different packaging. Marc Jacobs is really good at that. There's got to be at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozen different bottles. I haven't counted them all because I kind of look at them and like, it's the same fragrance. As much as I love the Daisy bottles, I don't need a dozen of the exact same fragrance. So the top notes are strawberry, middle notes are violet, jasmine, and gardenia. Base notes are woody notes, Virginia cedar, and birch. I don't know where I was going with that for a second. Is Daisy my favorite fragrance? No, it's not necessarily my favorite fragrance of all time. I love some of the flankers. Like, there's some that I'm very sad that I do not have backups of. But this one is really pleasant. It is, it's a fruity floral. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's very pleasant. The strawberry is in there. I wouldn't necessarily recognize it as a strawberry note. It doesn't smell like that artificial strawberry that you get in the Kate Spade or in Burberry here. I couldn't think of it. Had to think of the name. Could picture the bottle. It doesn't have that. It's more of a sweetness to it, and then you have some of this greenness and floral, and it's very pretty. It's very refreshing. It is non-invasive. It's, you know, it doesn't have massive sillage. It does have pretty good longevity. I would say all of these are probably in the 4 to 6 hour range, depending on your skin. I think my skin eats up a lot of fragrances a little bit more because some people say they get really long longevity with some fragrances. I'm like, that one just doesn't last on me. But then again, Tom Ford Lost Cherry lasts forever on me. It's really pretty. I do really enjoy it. And yeah, if you hear noise, that is my fan. It is so hot in here. That's why I'm glistening a little bit more than normal. It's really hot. The air conditioner in this particular part of the house has gone out. And to the Freon, it has a leak of Freon. To repair that, we have no idea how much it is. To fill it with Freon is going to be $1,500, which is a lot for something that we know is just going to leak out. And to replace it, they're gonna come in and have like a real estimate, but the general like non-official estimate was $8,000 to $12,000. So yeah, I'm going to be using the fan for now because I'm usually the only person who uses this part of the house. Anyway, this is a very pretty fragrance. I do like it. I should wear this more. Like, it's very pleasant. I don't know why I don't think to reach for this one. It's probably because I reach for the flankers, because there are some of these that I absolutely adore. Okay, let's get on with it. So the first yearly flanker came out in 2012, and this is Daisy Sunshine. As you can see, I mean, I've used this sparingly because I can't get this anymore. It's very hard to find. If you want it, put up searches, put up alerts on secondary markets, eBay, Mercari, look for it in auctions. That's the only way you're going to find this particular one. Unfortunately, it's so gorgeous. I love this one. This is what started me on my Marc Jacobs fragrances. This was the second one I owned because I smelled this in Ulta all those years ago. This is a major reason why I am a collector. I saw this, I smelled it in store, and I absolutely loved it. And for my birthday, my mom said, I'll get you a perfume. What do you want? And I said, oh, I want the Daisy Sunshine because it's so new and it just smells so good. Oh my gosh. 10 years later, and I'm still in love with this scent. Oh, so good. But she bought me the Oh So Fresh because it was a bigger bottle and it was a better deal per ounce. And so she bought me that one, and I was like, it's not even the same scent fragrance. And then I got this one, and then the next year they came out with more flankers, and thus began this crazy collection. I do want to point out that this one is Daisy Sunshine. This one came out in 2012. They did do another Daisy Sunshine, which we'll be talking about later on. That is Daisy Sunshine. This one came out in 2019. So the one I am talking about is 2012. Don't be fooled. Don't get confused. Don't accidentally buy this one because they're very different fragrances. Daisy Sunshine from 2021, or from 2012, not 2021, from 2012 is guava, mandarin, orange, and red currant. Middle notes are lychee, violet, and lily of the valley. Base notes are musk and woody notes, which is so funny because I swear there's like a vanilla-y aspect to this. Maybe the florals are doing that. This one is very fruity. The florals are definitely an afterthought. This is a fruity fragrance. This is like, in the realm of a Escada, I want to say, but not nearly as sweet. Like, those smell like tropical drinks. This does not smell like a drink. This smells like a beautiful fragrance. It definitely has a fragrance to it. It doesn't smell like, I like a lot of super realistic things that I would actually drink, but this is not this. It's just, I love this one, and I'm probably going to cry when I finally finish this one. Like I said, I do have a ton of perfumes, but very sparingly use this one because I don't want it to ever not be part of my collection. It's so good. This is my favorite. I'm just going to say it. This is my favorite. When we get to the ranking, you're going to be like, oh, we already know what number one is. Yeah, it's this one. The next one came out in 2014, and this is Delight. Yeah, back remember when fragrances didn't come out multiples every year, when like you could get one every couple years, and it was not like, oh, we've released 10 new fragrances, or like Zara over 100. Yeah, I miss those days. It was a little bit more exciting when something came out. Now it feels like there's just so many things. Anyway, Daisy Delight. I do have a backup of this one because I found this on clearance at Marshall's, I think, and I was like, you know what? I'm buying an extra bottle because I can, and it was a good deal. So the top notes on this are quince, freesia, and apple. Middle notes are peony, gardenia, and iris. Base notes are cedar, sandalwood, and musk. This one is so delightful. This is I have to say, this is one of my favorite lines. I do tend to like the Daisy Love that they've come out with a little bit more than Daisy's, and I reach for those more since those came out. But, this is making me go, I need to reach for these ones more. I love them so much. This one feels a little bit more watery, a little bit more aquatic. It still is a fruity floral, but with like an aquatic feel to it. I wonder if it's the quince. I don't know what a quince actually smells like because I've never actually smelled one. I think the freesia and the apple are appealing to that as well. Yeah, you definitely get some florals in here, but they're soft florals. They're just really pretty and sweet. And then the fruits just mix in there really well too. I love it. So Daisy Sorbet, this is another one I would like. I really enjoy this one. So far, my least favorite is the original Daisy. Isn't that funny? But yeah, it's a good one. Then we started ramping up. We have Daisy Sorbet. I, I have to give props to the bottles. Like, I love the color choices every year. They're always so pretty. I like that the liquid slightly matches them too. And then we get like the actual bottles that are matching. It gets a little crazy. They get more and more every year. So this one came out in 2015. The notes are pear, pink grapefruit, and passion fruit. Middle notes are wisteria, lily of the valley, and jasmine. Base notes are violet, musk, and cedar. This one definitely is the most florally of all of them. You get the sweetness of the fruits in there, but it's definitely smells like florals. You definitely get that lily of the valley in there. I've noticed that lily kind of has a striking note to it. It stands out usually. So does wisteria. I'm getting the wisteria in there too. I don't always love wisteria. I find that like wisteria and hyacinth can tend to be overwhelming scents, and they smell like a very fresh, in your face type of a floral. Something you'd smell in your garden, but like that, if you're in a breeze and you have flowers, you're gonna really get that. That's what I'm getting with this one. I think it's funny that this one is sorbet because I would say, and my bottles are dusty, so ignore the dust. I would say that this one is the least fruit-like, and I would really expect something with the sorbet to have like a sharpness to it, which I don't get, but like a tartness. So you know when you have, you know, that fruit and it just gives you a little pinch in the back of your mouth. That's what I was expecting from this fragrance, and it doesn't do that at all. It is definitely a very floral type scent. Definitely get those soft florals that are kind of just sweetened a little bit, but almost imperceptibly to me by those fruits. Next up, we have blush. I think this bottle is maybe one of my favorites because I love pink. So this one is so pretty to me. This one came out in 2016. We're getting every year. And then they do the thing where they like release them in December, like the last week in December, and then they count as that year, even though I count them as the next year. Anyway, I haven't smelled this one for a while. Interesting. All right, so our top notes are pear, so we're repeat from last year, water lily and bergamot. Middle notes are lily of the valley, mimosa, and honeysuckle. Base notes are musk and woody notes. I'm getting the fruits in this one much more so than in sorbet. I'm wondering, what is that note? I don't feel like it smells like pear. I feel like the bergamot is making it change in composition. It doesn't smell, as pear-like as other pear fragrances that I have. The bergamot is definitely coming through on this. It's adding a sharpness to it, a citrusness to it, but not like a citrus, you know, it's not a traditional citrus type fragrance. It's like adding a sharpness to a sweetness. And now as it's developing a little bit, I'm getting all of those florals in. So you kind of have that citrus underlying those florals. It's an interesting one. I feel like this one is more complex than a lot of the other ones. And I like it, but it's not my favorite. We already know that I'm going more for the fruity ones in this one, but it's interesting. It's an interesting one. All right, we are up to 2017, and this is Daisy Kiss. And once again, pretty flowers. They went in a different direction. Whereas all but the sorbet have been opaque flowers. These are see-through. You get to see through them. This is the first of the bottles that really has like a color to it. If you can see there, I'll put it in front of my face or in front of the background instead of my red couch. Yeah, so you can definitely see that they've changed the game just a little bit, stepping up with this one. Definitely the most citrusy of the bunch so far. So our top notes are pomelo, apricot, and violet. Middle notes are peony, pink rose, and osmanthus. Base notes are ambroxan, musk, and cedar. Now, pomelo is grapefruit, and it doesn't smell like a grapefruit in, like, if you've had grapefruit juice or grapefruit soda, or even like a grapefruit scent. I have a couple grapefruit scents. I love grapefruit. It's so tart and just delicious to me. Not necessarily to eat it, but like as a scent. I'm getting that's a slight sourness in a good way. In a good way. It doesn't smell like a bad sour. It just, like, there's a tartness to it, I guess, but it's a little bit more than just tartness. Like, tartness usually has some sweetness to it. This doesn't necessarily have that, but I'm getting that mixed with the florals in there and just a hint of sweetness underneath. So it's interesting. It has a lot of depth and complexity to it. I would say I like this one better. Well, I'm going to quit saying what I like better because I'm going to rank them at the end. So yeah, it has a little bit more to it than some of the earlier fragrances in this line. And I think the citrus, I can tell the citrus is starting to fade to the pomelo already, which is disappointing because that was what made it so interesting. And now it's just, as it's developing, it's turning into more of a floral with fruit. We're up to 2017. Sorry, 2017. Sometimes the dates get a little confusing. This is where it gets confusing. This one technically came out in December of 2017, and Kiss came out earlier in 2017. This I count as a 2018. That's why I was thinking 2018. So Daisy Twinkle. This is where we got a sparkly Daisy on this one, and this is when I feel like moving forward from this one, there's a very specific like note that these fragrances are centered around, and they're kind of like a theme, more so than just a pretty like flanker. These feel like more intentional, but also more divergent from the original, if that makes any sense at all. With Twinkle, this one is very powdery, but like an earthy powdery. Let me tell you the notes. The top notes are violet leaf and red berries. It's giving me that African violet type of scent. Middle notes are violet and white flowers. Base note is white woods. So they're more simplistic, not nearly as many notes as their previous counterparts. I'm getting that kind of, we had African violets when I was growing up. So like, I always thought they were so pretty and they had a very distinct smell. And I'm getting that in this one, but it's very soft. And I feel like this just doesn't have the lasting power or projection that I'm really looking for. Plus, like, I don't wear like straight florals, and this definitely smells like a straight floral. It doesn't really have any of that fruitiness in it at all. It's still really, really pretty. It's not something that I necessarily get excited about wearing or think, oh, I really want to wear that today. So that's Daisy Twinkle. Not my favorite. All right, we are at Daisy Sunshine 2019. Like I said, don't get it confused with 2012. This one feels like kind of a return to the original Daisy type scent notes. And it was, I will say, it's a grave disappointment after the original Daisy Sunshine, because man, do I love that one. It's very pretty. I mean, it's very pretty. Let me read you the notes. So top notes are strawberry and violet, bringing back to that original one, right? Middle note is marigold. Base notes are wild berries and woody notes. I definitely am getting the wild berries in this more. This smells more jammy than the original. You definitely get more of that wild berries. There's more tartness in there. It's a little bit more syrupy than the original. But is it as good as the original Daisy Sunshine? No. Is it a step up to the original Daisy? I would say so, yes. I think it's pretty, and I do need to wear this one more. I need to get over my prejudice, because I definitely have a prejudice against this one, because I loved the original so much, and then it made me mad that they repeated names. Like, there's so many names. Name it something else. I need to give this one more of a go, because it it has like a little tartness to it. It's really intriguing right now, and it's making me a little hungry. I need some jam in my life. Yeah. Daze is one that came out at the very end of 2019, so I count it as a 2020 release just because it snuck in there in like the last week or so of December. I love the bottle on this one. I think it is so pretty. That peach and green just is so aesthetically pleasing. I really like it. I just realized I'm spraying all of my perfumes here, and I have a Coke sitting on the floor right in front of me. I wonder how much perfume I'm ingesting in my Coke. It didn't taste bad when I just tasted it, so hopefully. We have those very minimal notes once again. So we have top note is mandarin orange, middle note is mirabelle, and base note is musk. Definitely, I swear there's got to be some florals in here too, because it doesn't smell... I'm getting kind of that, a little bit of that plum, not a whole bunch of that plum. Mirabelle are plums, by the way. I don't know, like, it gets really crazy with fragrance notes. Like, sometimes you're just like cherry, and then, but most of the ones that you really like are sour cherry. They're not considered just plain cherry. And then some fragrances, some fragrance notes, they dissect them out, and some they just kind of all lump together. It gets confusing sometimes. I swear there's got to be some florals in here, because unless the musk is acting as kind of like a floral grounding, because I wouldn't say this is necessarily smells like mirabelle or mandarin. It's kind of a fruit, like a dark, not like a super dark, but kind of like a very rich type of a fruity scent. It's pretty. It's what just... Listen, I have not worn this one enough. 2020 was, one of those years that was kind of crazy, and I did not wear a lot of my perfumes nearly enough, because that's when so many of us like just amped up our already crazy buying habits. I did, for sure. It's interesting. It's making my nose hurt just a little bit. Like, it's a little strong and a little sharp, but need to give it more of a wear. Definitely need to give it more of a wear. I know I've worn it a couple times, but it's, once again, not one that I think to reach for. The flanker for 2021, once again, came out in December of 2020, is Spring. This one I was so excited about. I loved this color combination once again, and I was ready for these. The Love version is one of my favorite scents. I absolutely love it. It is a fig scent. So this one unfortunately paled in comparison. That was also part of the problem. We started getting 3 or 4 Daisy flankers every year. So we get a flanker of Daisy, we get a flanker of Daisy Oh So Fresh. Those two have been the entire time. Then we started getting Daisy Dreams and Daisy Love. It just got so much after a while. Daisy Spring. This is interesting. Let me read you the notes. Very pale, pared down notes once again. So top note is rose, middle note is palisander, rosewood, base note is cardamom. I don't really know what cardamom smells like, to tell you the truth. Like, I see it all the time, and I know it's a spice. I've never had it like in anything though that I know of. I guess I'm getting the rosewood a little bit in here, because it's interesting. This one is definitely, I wouldn't say it's a straight up rose. It feels very well rounded, but it also feels much deeper than any of the other flankers. It doesn't, it smells kind of syrupy too. So it's very interesting. I don't really know what to do with it, what to make of it. It smells like a syrupy rose, like maybe a jammy syrupy rose, but like a little deeper than just a normal. That's all I got for you. I wish I could say more. It's a little weird. I like it. It's not one that I don't like, but I just don't know what to make of it. All right, we've come to the newest of the limited edition flankers. I'm going to save Intense for last. This is for this year. This came out, once again, December 2020, but it's their 2021 or 2022 fragrance. And this is Daisy Skies. It has a mix this time. So you have an opaque flower and then you have the transparent ones. It's kind of interesting. This one is very different, I feel, than a lot of the other ones, because it has some really interesting notes. So our top notes are middle notes, violet leaves, and quince. Middle notes are lotus, violet, and jasmine. Base notes are seaweed, musk, and sandalwood. See what I mean with that? I get some aquaticness to it, but it wouldn't necessarily think of it as a strictly aquatic scent, because there is depth to it and you're getting a little sweetness to it, but you're also getting, like, I'm getting a little bit of that floral in there too. I wouldn't say it smells salty though, because I have a couple salty scents that I'm just not a big fan of. So like those mineral notes and that seaweed doesn't add any saltiness to it, if that makes sense. It's very interesting. It is one I wore a couple times earlier this year and I haven't worn it since. I don't think I would want to wear this in the heat, to tell you the truth. I feel like it's more of a spring, definitely a springtime scent. I wouldn't want to wear it in the heat, and I don't think it's good for colder weather. I would definitely say it's a springtime scent. I just can't see myself reaching for it any other time of the year because of just the composition. It's an oddball. It's an outlier, I feel. Daisy Intense came out last year, so it does look like the original Daisy bottle. It has the white flowers, and it's just kind of darker in its bottle. It's ombre, and it has like a metallic down at the bottom. That's how you can tell. Well, other than it says Intense on it, so that's always a giveaway as well. Having smelled Daisy not too long ago, and now this one more closely together, I haven't had that opportunity to do that. I'm definitely getting that this is a more intense version of Daisy. So let me read you the notes. The notes are strawberry, pear, and bergamot. Middle notes are honey, jasmine, and rose. Base notes are vanilla, musk, benzoin, and moss. I'm definitely getting the strawberry. Like that strawberry is in there, but I'm getting the honey and the vanilla in here. And maybe that's why I think this, I've worn this one quite a bit. I've used up some samples of it. But that honey is just really intriguing. I really like honey notes, is what I'm coming to find. They're very interesting in fragrance. Yeah. Oh. This one's really good. I need to make more of a point of thinking about it as I'm wearing it, because a lot of fragrances I just spray on and then I don't even think about it. And sometimes during the day I'm like, what am I wearing? Like, I know that I'm wearing something, but I don't always remember what I sprayed on in the morning. That's what happens when you're like, just gotta go to work. I think more about it when I'm not, like when I'm more intentional about it. Interesting. I really like this one. Definitely a winner. And I was lucky enough that I got this Sephora favorite set, so I got this for a much discounted price. I am going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. I want you to let me know what you think some of my favorites are, where you think I'm going to rank them. You already know which one I'm going to rank number one, but let me know what you think I'm going to rank in last place as well. All right, in 12th place is Daisy Sorbet. I feel bad about it. I love the bottle. It just wasn't my favorite. Like smelling them all in succession this closely together really gave me a good idea of what I like and what I don't like in this collection. So that's good. Then we have Daisy Skies, the newest one. Who would have thought? It's just not my jam. I can see how a lot of people would really enjoy it, and I think it would be a really good one to get if you like those type of scents, but it's just not for me. Then we have Daisy Blush. What are we up to? 10th place now? 10th place, Daisy Blush. In 9th place, we're going to put Daisy Kiss. I don't think any of these are necessarily bad. There's some that I like more than others, and some that I want to wear more than others. In 8th place, we're going to put Daisy Spring. which is a little surprising. Like, I thought I liked some of these newer ones better than some of the older ones, but I am just full of it. In 7th place, I'm going to put Daisy Daze, kind of middle, almost middle of the pack. This one really is at middle of the pack, and that is the original Daisy. Like I said, I did the Daisy hot pink bottle, but Daisy, the original, I like it. I think it's good. It's one that I definitely want to wear more. Like, from here on up, I want to wear it more. But yeah, 6th place. And 5th place is Daisy Twinkle. Like I said, this one is the most, like, an earthy floral type of scent. It's not what I normally go for, but I think it's really pleasant. And I feel like I would enjoy this if I wore it more. So it's going in 5th place. In 4th place is my bottle that I have a backup of. This is Daisy Delight. It's delightful. In 3rd place, this surprised me. I did not think this was going to be in 3rd place. This is Daisy Oh So Intense. I really enjoyed this one, and I want to wear this one more, even more than I have been, because I've worn it quite a few times since I got the samples last year. 2nd place, Daisy Sunshine. Once I just like let it go that this was not as good as my number 1 pick, Daisy Sunshine 2012, this one was really good. Once I got over that prejudice, this was really quite delightful. So this one you should be able to find still. I have seen this at gray market sites and the like, and occasionally I think I even saw one. Did I see one like a thrift store was auctioning one off? So you do see it because it is more recent, definitely more recent than 2012. But this one has my heart. The one that started it all for me. It's still my favorite. And even smelling all of these, yeah, definitely still my favorite. All right, that is my rundown of Daisy and all of the Daisy, not all of it, but all of my Daisy flankers. Let me know which ones you have. If you have some of the other limited edition bottles, let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.